In this section, I'm going to show how to get the GitHub repo in your local system, PC or a VM. So everyone who has access to the GitHub HPE, go to your settings on the GitHub, SSH GPG keys. Here, make sure you have your SSH public key added. So for example, this is my VM where I want to set it up. Generally, I will have SSH key, public key in the .ssh directory. In some cases, it may not be created automatically. In that case, what I would suggest is like create SSH key using your email address, and then it will create it on the same folder. So I generally keep it on the same path and no passphrase. So this will add a new key in your .ssh directory. You can see it's just created today. Once you have this key, copy that key into your GitHub. So rsa.pub, copy exactly the whole string without an extra character. Go back here, add a key. In this case, I'm just giving a VM name and add SSH. Once you linked your VM and the GitHub, go back to your VM and then download your GitHub repo. So I already added my system over here. In order to make it easier, I generally create a directory. So in this case, I'm going to do a git demo, and then I use the command git clone. Go back here, go to the repo, and then click on the clone download. Copy the whole string. Make sure this is clone with SSH. Copy the whole string along with the git clone. This will copy the whole repo in my local directory. It takes few seconds, but that's all about it. Once the clone is done, you will see all the files over here. So ls-l cd arrowboys switch python. So you can see the same files what we have over here is copied. By default, this will be on the master branch. So git branch, this will be on the master branch. At this point, if you want to see all your code using an editor, I can show you here using a PyCharm. Go to PyCharm, open, and I created it on a desktop, documents, git demo. Git demo, open that. So you see the whole directory right on your PyCharm, and you can open up different files over here and make changes. So that's all about getting the whole GitHub repo in your local directory. Once a GitHub is installed in your system, you can run the code using the instructions given in the GitHub. So there is a README file where it is written how to run the code. So go to the section how to run the code. First and most important thing, the REST API is enabled in your Arrowboy switches. Second, create a virtual env. You can run this command on the VM, or you can go to the PyCharm and then create it from there. So go to the preferences, create a virtual env, and do a demo GitHub. This is my env name. Okay. So when I come back here, ls-l demo GitHub. So there is already a folder got created. Now I activate this env. source demo GitHub bin activate. You can see that env got activated. At this point, install my all requirements for this GitHub. So pip install -r and give the path. In my case, pip install GitHub requirement.txt. So this is going to install all the requirements for me. So that's this step. Once it is done, you can go back to the PyCharm and then you can specify that apply git demo GitHub. So you can see all the requirements got installed over here. Press OK. So this will load all the processes for this one. Now let's go back to the GitHub copied, cloned on your local system, and also set it up the PyCharm for the right packages and everything. You can run the code. So there are 3 sections in the GitHub, which is the sample data, SRC, and workflows. So let me explain a little more detail about how it works. The sample data is the data files we input in order to run a workflow. So for example, this is a data.yaml file which has a bunch of data which is used when we run a specific workflow. Same way, there is a tunnel node YAML file, the VXLAN YAML file. So these are all used in the different workflows. Workflows are a solution which we suggest to a user. For example, the basic provision is like provisioning the basic system, creating a VLAN, the trunk port, etc. So this particular workflow, each of this workflow will uses its own data YAML. In order to separate it out, like most of them will have almost the same name or identical name. For example, LLDP monitoring, this is using data.llDP.yaml, which is this file. So in order to run this workflow, we need to update the username, password, and IP address of that particular switch where you want to run it. So let me run it for the basic provision. In the basic provision, there is no YAML file is specified here, so that means it's automatically taking the data.yaml file. Give the username, password, and IP of the switch. In my case, I'm going to give only one switch. So the IP is, go back, that's my IP, and go back to basic provision, right click, and then run the basic provision. So you can see it started running. So it's pretty straightforward. Give the data on the corresponding data.yaml file and run that workflow. So this will create a bunch of VLANs and LSCP port and assign the VLAN to a port, etc.